Always happy to welcome Clarence Hill, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. We're going to talk some football here tonight. Of course, he covers the Cowboys. We'll wrap up their season here in just a moment. And first, though, talk about the wild card weekend. Cowboys forced to watch Washington a playoff game while former Cowboys defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer suffered a gut punch in Minnesota. So Green Bay, Arizona, Seattle, Carolina in the NFC next weekend. What do you make of this NFC picture right now?
Well, the wild card weekend was, some of the games were surprising, but it was what we expected. But the first time in history that 4 road teams won the wild card. But it tells you a lot about the parity of the NFL, and that those road teams are probably better than those division titles, certainly with the NFC, with the Washington Redskins. No one is surprised that they lost. They didn't beat a team with a winning record all year. They got beat by double-digit points by the Green Bay Packers going forward. I certainly like the winner of Seattle and Carolina. I think the winner, if Seattle wins, they're on a roll. They've been to 2 straight Super Bowls. They could have a chance to go to 3 straight Super Bowls. I really like that. I question whether the Packers are bad. The Redskins' defense has been bad all season. Their run defense has been horrible. Their pass defense has been horrible. I think they're 25th in the league overall, 28th in run defense. The Packers took advantage of a bad Redskins defense. That doesn't mean the Packers are well.
In the AFC, Kansas City, New England, Pittsburgh, Denver. Of course, you had that nasty Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game the other night. But what do you make of the AFC right now as they reach the Final Four?
It's interesting with the AFC because Kansas City is hot as anybody in the league, and no one trusts Alex Smith. But, gosh, the way that defense is playing and the way Alex Smith is distributing the ball, they're playing well. Denver does not want to see them. The good thing is, at least from a Denver standpoint, Jeremy Maclin has a high ankle sprain. It may not play in that game. The Broncos got Peyton Manning, DeMarcus Ware. They need a playoff win. The Patriots are the Patriots. They got Tom Brady. I think they're the favorites in the AFC.
Yeah, I would agree there. Let's go to Cowboys now. The terrible season. Now the focus is on where Jerry will look in the draft with that 4th pick. Is he going to take a quarterback there, do you think?
I mean, I think he's going to be hard-pressed not to take a quarterback. I mean, he has to look at Goff or Lynch, and one of those guys could be there. The only team picking above them that's probably guaranteed to take a quarterback is Cleveland. So one of those guys should be there. They're going to get a chance to do their homework. They get to study the quarterbacks in the Senior Bowl. They got the combine. They will do their homework on the quarterback. Certainly, they need a quarterback, one to be a backup, one also to groom for the future. Whether that's the same guy, much is being decided. But keep in mind, they need help at several other positions. They need a receiver. They need a running back. And there could be a quality running back from Ohio State could be there as well. They need cornerbacks. Claiborne is probably gone. You don't know what you're going to have with Carr, so they could need 2 cornerbacks out there. They could need defensive ends. They need help all over the board.
You get the feeling the Johnny Manziel story will continue to grow just because it's Johnny Manziel and it's the Cowboys. I think it would be a disaster for them to bring him in. But as somebody who covers the team, I'd love it just because of the circus that's created. I don't have to be there every day like you do, though. What do you think of the Manziel to the Cowboys speculation?
I don't know if I want Manziel to be Dez Bryant's Pied Piper or the other way around, running around Dallas. But, it's interesting. Certainly Jerry Jones has a love affair with Johnny Manziel. He can't stop talking about him. But those in the organization, they like the talent, and certainly the opportunity to get him for cheap, is intriguing. But, again, they really frown their nose up at some of the antics with Johnny Manziel. Just talking to people in the organization, the fact that he's twice tried to fool people and lied to his superiors about where he was and partying, he just doesn't get it. And I just don't think it's a good fit for the Cowboys. People, on Twitter say, well, they brought in Hardy. Why can't they bring in Manziel? A quarterback is a totally different animal. You don't want that type of guy as your quarterback.
Let's talk about Hardy now. He obviously wasn't as popular in that locker room at the end of the season as he was at the beginning. Even Jeremy Mincey in here the other night indicated as such. With that said, does Hardy return to the Cowboys next year?
Oh, I mean, I think it's a chance he returns because the Cowboys need defensive ends. I mean, Mincey's a free agent. Hardy's a free agent. Right now, the only sure thing you got is DeMarcus Lawrence. Randy Gregory is not ready to start at that right defensive end, that pass rushing defensive end. The thing about it is his poor season, his attitude means that his money is going to drop. He's not going to cost as much next year. So the chance the Cowboys could bring him back at a lower price, but he gets it. He's not going to have that $8 million and all that other stuff that he had out there for him this year. If he wants to get his money, he's going to have to toe the line.
Let's say the Cowboys start 2-6 next year. Jason Garrett gone?
I think 2-6. Jerry doesn't like Jerry doesn't like to fire people, and certainly he wants to be patient with Jason Garrett. But yeah, after this season, certainly you look at those 3 8-8 seasons, 12-4 last year, maybe 12-4 is the outlier. And not this year's outlier. And you have to wonder whether he's the right guy for the job. He's a 40-40 coach. In his 5 full seasons as coach, he's 40-4. That's a 500 coach. That's not getting it done. They need to get it done next year.
I mean, he's emblematic of what this franchise has been since it last won a Super Bowl, basically 500. Always great talking to Clarence Hill from the Star-Telegram.